The energy I've consciously chosen to study along that path, and pretty much as soon as I got into it,
Yes.
and somebody here earlier mentioned the Arcturians.
Yes.
What I believe is, well, through synchronicities, Arcturians have played a role and have
All the beings in the Enneagram have played a role, as well as other spirit beings, other guides, other levels of dimensional consciousness, and even the consciousness of your own world, individually and collectively, have played a part in the creation of that language, of that multidimensional imagery that aids and assists you in being reflective of who you really are, or at least giving you a hint and a clue of the path to follow to discover yourself.
yes. And that was actually my next question was,
Well, thank you for allowing us to answer it ahead of time.
thank you. My involvement in the studying and maybe dissemination of that information. Arcturians, a particular role they play. Why is it the synchronicities are coming from?
It's a stabilizing
energy.
energy, an aligning energy that allows one more ease of alignment with the true core frequencies of their being. That's what the Arcturus energy plays a part in doing.
And I heard you mention earlier they're not physical. They are
Not as you understand physicality, no.
okay, more of a consciousness.
Yes.
Okay. Number one.
All right.
Was basically reminding me consciously of what I think I already know unconsciously.
Thank you.
So I'll continue to do that work because that brings me my highest excitement.
Yes.
Second and last, I was recently in Mount Shasta.
All right.
While I was there was a group of about 150 people from South America who were there for what we would call a contact.
Yes.
And I believe I saw craft.
Oh, all right.
That was associated with that contact.
All right.
There was a specific name that I was unaware of and was wondering if you knew anything about this particular
Are you referring
energy?
to Yael?
It's actually Antarel or Antarel. I'm unaware of this name yet. A researcher friend of mine, Paula Harris, was there, witnessed it, has written a story since. And the name hasn't rang a bell. I don't know what consciousness this is, what energy it is, and very curious because I've never heard of it
It is an
before.
offshoot extension of the hybrid civilization that will be one of the first to have open contact with your civilization.
Okay.
Does that help you?
That absolutely helps me.
All right.
Thank you. That's all that I have for you.
All right, thank you. Then that's all I have for you.
There you go. Thank you.
Good day, Bashar.
And you good day.
First of all, let me thank you for all your teachings, and I just want to tell you that I appreciate you so
All
much.
right. Well, we thank you for the co-creation.
My highest excitement seems to be lately regarding psychedelics.
All right.
Plant
Yes.
teachers.
Yes.
And I am curious about the big picture on ayahuasca and DMT and the difference thereof.
Well, they are guides and specific frequencies to allow you to experience altered states that give you an understanding of what kind of vibrational states you can come from in life, what kind of vibrational states you can recreate within yourself without necessarily requiring the teacher of the plant all the time. They are opportunities to be able to hone your senses, to be more able to perceive things that were heretofore invisible, that are all around you all the time, to allow your senses to peer into other dimensions and begin to break down the veils and the barriers between what you consider to be physical reality and other levels of dimensional reality. That's what they're there to do, to remind you of your connection to source, your connection to spirit, to allow you to function more holistically as a human being, as a part of nature, an expression of nature on the earth, and to allow you to perceive that you are connected to much more than you may think. But once they teach you this, the idea is also that you don't really need them any longer and that you can recreate those states within yourself anytime you so desire.
Awesome.
Yes. Oh, well put.
Any
Way to sum up.
any danger I should be aware of while using
The
this?
only idea you might consider to be dangerous, which isn't really, is that you have to be prepared to face whatever it is they are going to show you about yourself and any fears you may be harboring. But it's not really dangerous. It might just feel like a wild ride.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of my fears is that I may be given false information and...
By the plant?
Yes.
You can't be given false information by the plant. What you can do, however, is that if you're holding on to certain belief systems that cause the information to be filtered in a way that's misaligned with what really would resonate with you, then you can certainly have that experience. But always look to yourself to see that you're the one that's going to be coloring that information. The information from the plant cannot be false.
Great.
Does that help?
Yes.
Always bring it back to yourself. Always take responsibility for what it is you are perceiving. It doesn't matter if someone else actually even has an intention to deceive you or falsify anything. Always take responsibility for your part in the co-creation, and you will always be able to unerringly guide yourself back to a center point, no matter what kind of information you are being fed. Yes?
Yes.
You can see through any illusion, the more transparent to yourself you become. You can see through any illusion, the more transparent to yourself you become. This is why the greatest sages, the greatest masters, and the greatest teachers, and the greatest literature on your planet has for centuries boiled down the ultimate answer, the ultimate idea to a simple 2 words. Know thyself.
Yes.
And then you will understand any reflections you may encounter, because you will understand it is all reflections. And if something is out of alignment, look to yourself first. Yes?
Yes, and that is my intention to...
All right. Then if it is your intention, allow it to flow out through your actual actions. Remember, true knowing is synonymous with behavior. The things you know are true, you just do. If I ask you to walk across a room, you don't sit there and go, well, I think I can. Well, wait, I believe I can walk across the room. No, you just walk. The things you know are true, you just do. Action and knowing are synonymous. So if your behavior doesn't exhibit it, that means you don't quite know it yet. Keep digging.
Yes. So part of my interest with these plant medicines is that I wish to help my sister to come out of the downward spiral that she's been in for 25 years.
All right, but again, you heard us talk to someone else about doing your best to be an example of what she may choose, but you have to allow her to choose her path, even if it's negative. She may not be ready to take you up on a different course of action. Mm-hmm. If she is, she will. But the only way she will is if you simply provide the opportunity by being the best example you can be of someone who, if they choose that path, reflects the joy that she may in her heart wish to have, but again, may be too afraid to jump on, maybe too afraid to act on. So if you can allow yourself to impart information that you have learned from the plants in a way that will allow her to not be afraid to get in touch with her own deep-seated fear-based beliefs and allow her to let them go, then she may walk that path side by side. But if she chooses not to, there is not much you can do to change her mind. Do remember, however, there is never any reason in any way, shape, or form to despair. You are all eternal, infinite, indestructible beings. If it doesn't happen now, it'll happen sometime. Because you have all of infinity to explore who you are. And by your own definition, infinity never ends. Yes?
That's very reassuring.
Well, that's just the way things are. Does that help you?
Yes, it does very much. Thank you so much.
You are so very much welcome.
One more thing.
Yes.
What is this about triple numbers and meaningful numbers like 911 or 322?
Many people will use the idea of numerics to create signs and symbols and road markers so that when they experience the synchronicity of those numbers coming up, it will be like a sign that you are in the correct vibration and in alignment with your path.
Even like 911 is usually has negative connotations.
Well, you've given it one, but you can also recognize it has a positive one. Think of the idea of the phoenix rising from the ashes, yeah?
I did not know that was related to 9/11.
I am saying it is related to the incident that you are relating 9/11 to.
Oh, okay.
So the idea is you can recognize, again, as we said earlier, that something can be generated from a fear-based belief. Something can be created. A situation can absolutely be manifested from a negative point of view. That doesn't mean that you have to use those symbols in a negative way yourself just because other people may relate to it that way. Yes?
Yes.
All right. So give yourself an opportunity to recognize 11 is a power number, a gateway to higher dimensions of higher consciousness, and 9 is the number of the completion of a cycle. So if you're completing an old cycle that activity, that incident represents, then you can take that as the beginning of a new cycle that begins with 11, which means you're going up a level, you're going up a dimension, you're going up a notch, and you're going up in vibration, so that if you change the way you go about doing things and relating to other people on your planet, then such things will never have to happen again in the negative context that they happened before.
Wow. I have arrived to this venue this morning at exactly 9/11.
All right. Well, you see,
and
there's positive benefit in that.
I even had to go around the block once because I missed the entrance.
You missed nothing.
No, I mean, when I came the second time, it was exactly 9/11.
Yes. So the idea of those numerical symbols can, in their most fundamental sense, simply represent perfect timing. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Does this help?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It helps a lot.